moment with algae.
Alright, Chad, you guys didn't even hear us. That's how long we haven't been on the stream. Now you can hear us, no audio. Jeez. You guys missed it. I think we started off good there and you guys didn't catch a single word of it. Thanks so much. Oh, okay, sorry. Market bull. Alright, Chad, what I was saying is I haven't taken a single trade this week. Keegan mentioned it. I think he took 2 trades. Again, market is trending, however, couldn't get into any moves. Analysis, I think, was relatively on point, relatively solid for the entire week. I think even the little bits that you could catch from the streams, you shouldn't have been on the wrong side of the markets. When was it? Tuesday, when we had this gap up, we talked about it being bullish. Yesterday we said we are still bullish. You need to monitor 102.98. But yeah, we're gonna go through the rest of it right now, Chad. So just quickly want to see, Keegs, did you check the markets yesterday after we left the office or not?
I looked at that news that was coming out at 3:30, the retail sales.
Yeah.
But markets were chalked. Couldn't really get in on anything. I sat there, I think probably till like 4:30, 5, and then eventually I was like, nah, nothing. So it literally was the whole week. It's just consolidated. So I was like, I'm calling it.
Same here. I think it was yesterday or the day before when we talked about the concerns of economic growth in China, where the Hang Seng closed down almost 6% on a single day. So that has also been affecting the rand, our local currency here. All right, employment change in Australia, relatively slow, slowing there in the labor market. We also had the unemployment rate remain the same. On deck today, we've got Christine Lagarde at 5:15 this afternoon. And the Philly Fed Manufacturing Survey, mid-tier data, but I do think we're going to see some type of volatility. So not the biggest day fundamentally speaking. So Chad, going to kick it right off. Weekly, we were bullish on the dollar after breaking last week's high. Yesterday and the day before it, we said this is our bullish range where we will be trading in this range right here. Now the question is, where do we go from this next key level? 103, either going to be a resistance. We can either see some type of pullback to come and retest this breakout area to close that gap to then go and retest those highs, or we're going to see a simple continuation to the upside to start breaking into this new zone right here. And then once we enter this zone, we could see price starting to make its move to the upside to go and reach for 103.82. So we are at a pivotal level this morning. 5-minute time frame. Let's quickly look at where we are. Asia lows beautifully been taken. 80 is still bullish. Daily S1 down here. And there's that key level we spoke about also, for not for some reason. Very, very alarming that it also lines up with the 200 EMA. So very easy here this morning. If we want to see bullish continuations on the dollar, this is the play that we want to see. Otherwise, dollar could be in for a deeper pullback. So I think let's keep an open mind as to what could happen here today. US 30 daily time frame, weekly we were neutral after that break lower on Tuesday. Yesterday we were bearish due to the fact that we broken basically all of the structure to the downside. You can clearly see there. And again, we're just looking at ranges. Remember what I said, if price breaks into one range, it's going to try and fill out that range. If it breaks back into a range, what will happen is it will fill out the range to the downside. So yesterday I was bearish. Today, again, nothing has changed. We have not had a bullish daily candle closure. We are not at a key zone as of yet. So for me, very likely today you're going to see 37,090, 3,700 flat. That is the target for the day. 5-minute time frame, everything is looking relatively bearish on the 80. Still trading within the Asia range. We've got the daily pivot right here, and we've got Asia lows. So I'm going to say two things to monitor here. I'll be very careful shorting from Asia highs. I'll rather wait for that, maybe that spike of Asia highs, and then once we get below the daily pivot and reject it, that's where I will try and get in short. Can we expect a deeper pullback? We could. The reason I say that is if you look at these levels here, if you look at this level right here, I'm not a liquidity trader or that guy that talks about liquidity and all of that, but if you go on a daily time frame, there's that zone on the daily that's yet to be tested. Then also you've got these equal highs up here that is liquidity, and not necessarily liquidity, but it's an area that hasn't been retested. So could we see something odd like this happening today, where it basically gets all of the buyers excited to then sell off? It's just an idea. So sorry chat, I just want to see stream bitrate of 6,800. Give me 1 second here. YouTube is letting me know. Okay, we can't change the settings anyway. So we've got the odd outside chance of a much deeper pullback today, so keep that in mind. Want to keep an open mind, but daily pivot, that's where you want to be focusing on. Daily time frame on Nasdaq, let's quickly see where we are. Why can't I see the chat on the left hand side? Bitrate can't be changed. Yeah, I saw that now. Nasdaq bearish on the day. We've got that massive wick to fill. We've got this previous area of support. We can come and retest that level and continue lower. So I am bearish on the day. Let me just change this to bearish. Bearish on the day for that wick fill. Also that key level down here, we've mentioned that we are in this zone, so very likely we're going to come lower to retest and fill out that range. 5-minute time frame, let's quickly look at it. Already trading above the Asia highs. There's that key level there. Weird thing again is the 80 is looking relatively flat but trading above the 200. So I'm going to say you need to monitor what's going to happen here. This is your key level. If we're going to continue higher, you want to see what happens there. Otherwise, this is your area for ideal short to go and test yesterday's low. Come and fill out that range. So, Keegs.
What's up, my brother?
Keegs, are you ready for the dollar and US30?
I am ready.
Let's give it over to Keegs.
Alright.
And Keegs, you are live.
This is what price I need to move.
Perfect.
Perfect. There we go. All right, guys. So let's get right into this. So we've been talking about this for a while now with the dollar. So obviously we are bullish now, but again, we have gone and tested basically some key areas again. So for me, we are seeing this little bit of a turnaround. We have gap down to the bottom. So first thing I said already this morning when I opened my charts up was, if you guys can tell me something, you can see over here, wrong button. If we look at this, basically the whole time we've been breaking away, look at this massive ranges we've been trading in for our Asia range. Today, that is it, guys. That is our Asia range on DXY. So firstly, what does that tell me? Today we are going to have a massive pump with the dollar. Obviously today we have unemployment claims coming in. So now key thing here, we've traded down with that gap. We've basically gone tested the S1 and trading right back above. First thing I want to take note of, I am bullish. Secondly, we've got our pivot and EQ above us with a gap to be filled. So we know that spike is going to be incoming. So for me, very simple. If DXY doesn't go for this gap fill now and even do something like this, that's the safer option. But if dollar does something like this and consolidates Asia lows this area, when that news comes out, I think there's a very, very good chance DXY is going to have a massive spark to the upside and continue this. A lot of people, I personally think, are going to try and get in here now, start seeing dollar trying to lose momentum and turn around. And honestly, I think that's the complete opposite. I think DXY is just going to continue massively bullish. DXY has had a lot of momentum. For those guys that are looking at the fundamental side, everything, retail sales again, even yesterday, coming out in favor of the dollar. So dollar is just getting strength left, right, and center. So we're definitely going to stick to our bullish outlook on the dollar. Going over to our indices, NAS, we're going to see this over here. So now because of this is now where I think your indices are going to start having that trade-off. So yes, yesterday we had a massive sell-off, but we did land up holding the weekly pivot. Today though, I think we're going to go back for that retest. The key area for us here, guys, is I think basically around these highs here. So personally, this massive break over there, these are the areas we're going to want to be looking out for. So when we go to our 15, we can get a nice idea of what we're looking at over here. And again, same thing, guys, almost the opposite of DXY. So literally DXY, if that plays to land, everything else is going to fall into our hands today. We've traded up the whole day. If we get back in the Asia range, first thing, our EQ underneath us, which remains untested, I'd love to see. So for me, very simple thing, kind of the opposite of yesterday. So all we're going to do is look now, because we've had everything ticked, we just want to take Asia lows. If we can sweep Asia lows, I'm going to look for us to hold Asia lows and enter for those sells for the continuation. US 30, we're going to be looking at basically the same thing, keeping in mind that NAS was again the stronger of the two. So the fact NAS has already been selling off for us, that has been the answer. So again, now US 30, I know a lot of people will look at this and go, that over here is our fake out. So we've had the basically there test, sweep, come, and a lot of people will talk about it as your reverse head and shoulders. But I'm telling you now, again, it's all a fake out, same thing as what DXY is doing. So very just look out for this one. This time around, you've got your EQ and pivot tested. So already now, if this can go to Asia highs and Asia highs hold, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that, a quick spark up. And that second time around, when we get back in, that's how I'm going to look for those sells and just a continuation for the rest of the day.
Keegs, appreciate it, chat. I'm going to greet everybody once we're done. We're almost there. And UJ, let's quickly look at UJ. Still bullish on the day. We've been bullish from after Monday's bullish daily candle closure. I've given you the ranges. And yesterday closing bullish up against this previous key level right here. So 148.32, key one to get through. Also, as mentioned, if you look previously, 3 days, and then we usually go into some type of consolidation or retrace. So I wouldn't even be surprised if we go into some type of wider range, maybe for a day or two. We could just basically trade down, step down, maybe even come as deep as 146.50 to then come and break into this new zone. So still bullish. However, just keep in mind that 3 days of push, this was quite a big move. I think this was almost 340 pips. So it wouldn't be unrealistic to see maybe even 150 pip retrace just to, for the buyers, just to refresh their legs a bit, take a breather, and then the UJ bulls can get back into the ring. And let's run this thing up further. 5 minute time frame, let's quickly look at it. So you can clearly see there, yesterday, I think late afternoon in the evening, we started having trouble at this key level, 148.32. Bulls couldn't hold it, multiple tests there, and they eventually gave up that level. So what am I looking at for the session? I'm looking at two things. AD is still relatively flat. You can see that we were clearly bullish, but we are now going into that consolidative mode where price could range. It could fake out the buyers and the sellers, so be very careful. Don't expect a trending day today. We don't have any major fundamental news, so don't expect a day where the thing is going to move 100, 200 pips. Not going to happen. What I will say though is one of two things. I will go for buys if we do something like this a little bit later on. If we can hold here and we get some type of intermediate break of structure there, I will buy that to go for the Asia highs and a retest of that key level. Secondly, Do I want to sell the daily pivot and the Asia lows? No. Why? There's no clear displacement below Asia lows. We've already tested it once pre-market, came very close to testing it again. So even if we test here again, I'm not really that keen on a sell, but we'll see. If there's multiple rejections there, we could maybe target the pre-market lows. Other than that, still looking for potential buys on UJ. Actually going to set some alerts on the daily pivot. Very close to the round number as well, 147.91. Daily pivot, let's get that going and we will see where we are a little bit later. GJ, again, we've been talking for it for weeks now. Nothing supporting the yen. Here's the ranges working like a charm. So again, at a key level, 188 institutional level. Again, it wouldn't even be surprising if we pull back all the way to 186.52. But again, we are at a point of interest. We're at a level where we can potentially either reject, or what's going to happen is the sellers are going to capitulate and this thing is going to run up and take out last year's high, November 23rd. Still bullish. 5-minute time frame, however, we can again see 80 is going into a little bit of a consolidative mode, so keep that in mind for the rest of the session. We could be hunting for potential reversal plays. Otherwise, if the 80 is going to start diverging, the levels that I'll be monitoring is the daily pivot down here and Asia lows. I'm going to wait to see if Asia lows can be taken and if we can trade back inside here again to go and test that key level of 188. Otherwise, we're going to try and see if we can get into some pullback plays. EJ, however, on the daily time frames, the better one for me. I think it's got some catching up to do in terms of UJ and GJ. Remember yesterday I mentioned that I was going to look for GJ buys rather than EJ buys because I was looking at Euro GBP, and Euro GBP was suggesting that after the data, pound is the stronger one, and that reflected in Euro GBP. Remember I told you guys I use Euro GBP almost as a dollar index but as a pound euro index to measure the strength between the two. So if euro is weak and I'm looking for sells on euro or pound crosses, I'm going to take euro. If euro is the stronger one, I'm going to look for buys on the euro crosses. So we've got this range here, 160.50, we've got 161.86. So we've got this range really right slap bang in the middle. Buys from here, not necessarily sells from there, just the intermediate targets to the upside. Still bullish. What is the 5 telling me? All right, this is now something we can work with. 80 is capitulating lower. Trend is still, however, pointing to the upside, and we've got Asia lows not yet tested. I don't consider this a test. This for me is not a break and test. That's just a consolidation at the lows. This now is a displacement move. Order flow is bearish, so now you can say, all right, I'm going to look at the retest and then see if we can get something like that for a sell. Otherwise, if the 80 starts flipping bullish again, we can look at some buys. Gold quickly. How long do we have left? We've got 3 minutes 20 seconds left. Gold daily bearish, clearly bearish. We can push back to 2017. I think the gold analysis this week and last week was spot on. We could see a little bit of a deeper pullback to 2023, but ultimately this for me is bearish. From the looks of it, 1978 could be tapped either this week or next week. I don't necessarily see this week coming in, but bearish on the day. 5-minute time frame, what do we have on the 580? Again, clearly bearish this entire week. Sells were on. Let's quickly look at this daily pivot. Give me 1 second, Chad. All right, this is nipping against the 200. So I'm going to say Asia highs this morning is going to be your key level. Asia highs and then your 2017 level. These are two levels that you need to monitor. If you do something like this now, I would say you could start looking at those sells. But if we start holding this Asia high, I think your selling opportunity is going to come in here. You need to monitor that 2017. So a little bit tricky this morning, but I think Asia highs, that's where you want to look out for. And then GU, I'm just going to finish up and then I'm going to let Keegan finesse it for us for the rest of the way. GBP USD, I'm going to go with weirdly enough bullish on the day. I don't know how this is going to work because I'm technically bullish on DXY as well, but we started breaking yesterday's high. We held this key level 126.22 and we can basically come back into the range to 1802. Keegs, I think we got cut off yesterday, but we spoke about the divergence between Bank of England and the Fed.
Yes, we were.
Where Bank of England's actually facing a little bit of an issue here because inflation is starting to heat up again in the UK, and they actually have the luxury of even maybe doing one or two more rate hikes this year before they can even think about cutting. So there's that differential between the Fed and the Bank of England. But I'm going to go bullish on the day, Chad. Let's see. 5-minute time frame. What is the 5 telling me? The 5 is telling me the 80 is starting to try and make its way bullish. Not the greatest setup here for me. We do have the round number here that I'm going to monitor, 12700, and then yeah, I don't like that setup, Chad. I'm going to let the price play out and then we can see what we've got there. Euro USD, bearish. This thing is bearish. However, we've got this key level here, 108.48. We broke the highs. I think if this thing starts flipping bearish on the day again, you're going to see this come all the way down. 5-minute time frame. Just want to open up the markets here for us. 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. Round 1. Fight. All right, daily for me is bearish. We're trading at the daily R1. We've taken Asia highs up here. We've got that key level down here. So I'm going to say, Chad, what we need to look out for is this. Whatever happens here, that is going to determine the rest of the day. If we start doing something like this, then we're going to look for shorts from here. We've got an advantage point here at the daily pivot. We're going to monitor the daily pivot, and after that we're going to go for the daily S1. Alternative is we do something like this. We break below. This is the fake out, and we start trading back above that key level. We start holding it, and then I can look for buys. However, key zone to monitor. This is your point of interest for the morning. Whatever happens around these levels, that's going to determine your direction. Keeks, when you're ready, you can finesse us through the rest of the pairs that you're looking at, and obviously everyone wants to see what you are seeing on gold. So you are live. Let's go.
All right, guys. So with golds. Before we start, I actually knew this moment. This is from yesterday. Is my boy LG in the chat?
Let me check.
My boy LG. I know he came out of the woodworks yesterday.
No. But always extra crispy is back again.
Because,
so we've got an odd feeling. Extra crispy is LG.
Because again, guys, we just want to state
the alter ego.
We started selling gold up here at 2050 when we broke 2050. That's when we took the sells on gold, and our boy LG argued that I don't know anything about trading. It is clearly bullish, and we can see what happened there. So again, just putting it out there, guys. Just put some love. We don't need those vibes here. But on the day, guys, we have now hit a key level. So this 2006, this is quite an important one for me. And the fact we've held it. So we tested it yesterday, getting the closure above. That's what I want to take note of. That's the main thing for me on this trade today. So with the 4 hour, again, we are trading up. You can see we are doing this now. But again, all we're doing now is we are making a beautiful, beautiful support to be broken. Okay. So why am I saying this? So if DXY plays out like it's been doing this whole week, and I'm talking about having that massive push because of the consolidation today. So whether that's today or tomorrow, gold could consolidate. But why we say this now is you have this little bit of a trade up, and Chris is quite accurate when he said Asia highs is probably going to be your area today, and I also agree with that. So what I'm going to look for is we want to probably be around here for quite a bit, but I want to see something like this, that little bit of a trade up, get the EQ, and then do a little bit of a consolidation, just something like this the whole time. Because the minute I want Asia highs to hold, so I want when the minute Asia highs break, I'm already going to switch over. It's game time. Now we're going to start looking for entries, because where I'm going to look for those entries is when Asia lows break. All right. So again, Asia lows break. If you got more ballsy, if it is something a perfect entry criteria, we can take Asia highs. But otherwise, Asia lows is where I'm going to look for those sells. Reason being, guys, so on the 30 minute and the 4 hour, you're going to see this. It's a perfect entry, yeah? So all we're going to want to see now in the 4 hour, I would love to see this close something like that. The next candle to literally just do that for us. That little bit of a wick on both sides. And literally there's the money. You're going to go for that every single day of the week. That's where I'm going to take it. That little range break, and you'll see that pump to the downside. So you'll see we basically actually been doing that literally the whole time with gold. So that's all we're going to look for over there. Just a little bit, hold. So you got to be patient with gold today. If we pull back again, the thing you want to look out for is we want to take this from the 4 hour. That's just probably going to be our easiest one for now. So if we take the next previous high, bring that down again, you're going to be looking 2018, 2017, also just as Chris said. So that's going to be your range. You could see that. And again, that's just there. We know that's the pullback. That is the smaller, the fragment move of the day. So what do we want to get on the big move. As your RCT guys will tell you, we want to trade like the bank. So we're not interested in this. We want to catch that, all right? So again, just be patient on gold. But once we get this break, when we start pushing down, these are the key areas you want to be watching out for with gold today for their continuation. Because again, when you go to the daily, keep looking at the bigger picture. You've got this momentum. So taking a buy now, you're trying to catch a fall enough. Rather just be patient, hold out for it, because if this continuation with this type of momentum, we've seen what it does with gold. You definitely have 1979, 1971 on the tables coming up maybe by the end of the week. Who knows? When you see once we break, every time you get quite a big push down. So definitely could even be by the end of the week, we could have 1970.
Keegs, chatter. We are here. It seems like we are on, and Escom is playing nicely. Slushy Cakes opening up the chat for us this morning. That man was early here, laying a very good foundation with 3 layers of peaches. So it can only be good. Amina Samai giving us the love there with that art. Good morning. Slushy, Alverno, Dave Vermeer, Fabio, good morning, brother. Vince Cornelius, Warren J. Ruben, good morning. Jex, good morning. Sharif, Jan, haven't seen you yet. Very welcome. If it's your first time, we want to welcome you. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, hope you can grab some value. Emil Monroe, Vince Cornelius, as always, good to see you here. Amos, good morning, my brother. Haven't seen you in a while as well. Joseph, Ibuimwa, who else? Always extra crispy. Good to have you back, my brother. And who else did I miss? Oh, Hercules, Paco, good morning. The usuals in the house. Warren J. Steve Jacobs, good morning, Steve. Oh, Felix FX, good morning. Pure liquidity, don't fight it. Yes, follow, just get in line with what the banks are doing. Is such a small fish in this ocean. Bitrate can't be changed. Thank you for that, Red or Gore. You guys in P, yes, we are, my brother. We are hopefully one of the best things that can come out of P. Please drop a like, everyone. Yeah, if you would be so kind, Chad, if you have not yet, drop a like, subscribe, and sit back and enjoy the ride with us. Hein van Deventer, good morning, my brother. Good to see you on the stream as well. Capital C, Chris, does Vault have this consistency shit rule and trade duration rule of minimum 3 minutes per trade? I don't know if you have to have consistent bowel movements with Vault. I don't think they're concerned about your bowel movements. If consistency shit rule. Keegs, have you heard of a consistency shit rule where you have to consistently take a poo every morning? No?
You know what? I haven't heard of it as a rule, but sometimes I do like to tell guys, like, I would recommend it. It's good to have that healthy bowel system. You don't get clogged up and then you don't come bring your shit here.
I struggle a lot of times with bowel movement consistency. But if you are referring to a consistency rule when it comes to trading and not taking a shit, they don't have that. And also they don't have a trade duration rule of 3 minutes per trade. The reason why prop firms are doing this is because especially prop firms that have one-step challenges, they didn't think it through, where guys are going to arbitrage the living hell out of you. Think about it this way: one-step challenge. Let's say a block equals a challenge, so all that me and Keegan does is we both buy 2 one-step challenges. I go long on both. Here's the thing, I go long on both of these accounts. Keegan goes short on both. So either one of these 2 accounts are going to get live. So once I get these 2 live, what do I do then? I take these 2 accounts now. I use the one here. I go long on the other and I go short on the other one. And I'm guaranteed a payout on either one of these 2. The one blows out, the other one goes through. So that's the issue. These guys didn't think through the monetary risk. If you don't have a risk team involved, you're going to get obliterated. And all of that is to basically harm the trader. Because now 3 minutes per trade, what is that? So they're creating all of these hurdles for you, all of these hoops that you need to jump through. Again, trading is already so difficult. Now I need to tell you, Keegs, you need to trade only with one eye open. You can only place a trade with your foot. And it's on an old iPhone 4S. Keegan's big toe is bigger than the screen. But anyways, we're still going to talk a lot about prop firms this year. Jordan FX1, I'm monitoring sales on 4 hour to 2017 level. Correct. Good level. Is there a way I can get into contact with you, Chris? Go, you can. Email infop@vaultmarkets.trade. I'm going to drop it on the screen here for you real quick. infop@vaultmarkets.trade. There's the email. You can get in contact with me. I'm going to put it on the screen there. And Sakar, no, we're not going to look at Aussie Yen this morning. Who's the BB? BB is back.
Oh, yeah, we go again.
BB Plus. Crispy, don't worry about it. Pack of hyenas this lot. ONZ, alright. Minty Nasty. Good morning. DJ Get Pips FX, what the fuck is going on here? Sit back and relax, my brother. You'll see what's going to happen here in a couple of minutes. Alright, always starting the day with some capital C. Hope you're a good sport. I was just taking the piss out of you a little bit, so don't stress too much. Here's the thing. If you're going to open yourself up for a little joke, don't take it personally. It's all love from us. We love the community. So if we crack a little joke, don't get too serious. Life is already very serious. if we come on here and we are again so serious, like where do we take a break? It gets very serious when we're about to lock into a trade, but for the rest of it, we're gonna try and encourage and inspire. We're gonna talk a little bit about the ups and the downs. We're gonna get to know each other here on stream. So sit back. That is the thing about the stream. It is not a lecture. It is where we all come together. You can take some value from what we say. You can take some value from the mistakes we make. End of the day, we all just trying to get better here. Not just trading, but in life and in general. So to get in, put up a bad signal. Good one. EU is bleeding. Yes, EU is absolutely capitulating at this stage. That's why I'm looking at EJ. Actually going to set some alerts here. Again, as mentioned, I haven't taken a single trade this week. Mostly due to the fact that my daughter started school this week, and we had some meetings straight after work in the evenings, and also load shedding absolutely being a big pain. So I'm just building up a case against these guys, taking notes for the lawsuit. I'm bearish on the dollar till we hit a daily liquidity void or gap below daily. Then I might be wrong, but that's my bias. Tola, it could be. I don't know if it's Tola or Tola. We could. Again, as mentioned, there's that little gap we've got there, and that's also that key level. So also the 200 EMA. So this, whatever we do in this zone right here, this is going to be pivotal for the rest of the day. So we need to be very aware of what happens inside of that box. I've been following the stream, bowel movement, long term, it's just a joke. Only guy I don't joke with is JV. Sometimes scares me with his way of thinking. Dude, yeah, Jev. I don't know if Jev is on here, but
Sure.
Jev needs to tone it down on all of the conspiracy theories, and I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't know why the chat is called Chad. Loki giggle every time I hear it. Edgar Moura Braza. Minty, aren't you from the UK? Edgar, good morning, my brother. Chad, we've got Edgar on this Friday. If you guys didn't have enough of Edgar that last week of December, the guy literally said, Chris, I'm going to pay you 10K, get me on that pod. I'm kidding, he didn't say that. We asked him. He was kind enough to say he'll join us this Friday. I think Edgar did very well that day on stream.
Yeah.
And
my boy clutched up there.
Listen, yeah, no, he did very well. Not just with the trading, but I think in general, talking about things outside of trading. So we've got some nice topics that we want to chat to Edgar about, and I think that's going to be a good one. So, JV,
I know, just like off topic, sorry, but we keep talking about how we've got Edgar on tomorrow. Have we actually confirmed with him?
yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, does this man actually know he's coming on tomorrow?
No, I did my work. New Moon Branch, I haven't seen you yet. I hope this day goes well for all of you. I think it will, my brother. And even if it doesn't go our way, we're going to learn something, we're going to experience something, and we're going to still move forward. That's the beauty of life. Life is going to push you a little bit, and Either you're going to accept it and change, or you're just going to go forth and be the same person and not change. What do you think about the higher forecast for unemployment claims? Jakes, I don't think so. If I look at the NFP the last couple of months, it's been strong. Labor market is very strong. The data has been very strong. I can't really see the labor market slowing down dramatically.
Yeah, just keep in mind, guys, that's the whole problem that they're actually having at the moment in the US, is that the Feds are seeing that the labor market is thriving. Like, it is doing extremely well. That's why they're not in a hurry to bring in the cuts, because the condition the markets are in right now.
I think we spoke about it last year. Remember when I said if you look at unemployment, the more people, here's the thing, if you've got a very low unemployment rate, it means that the majority of your population is employed. And you don't work for apples and pears and for Rice Krispies, you work for money. So what happens is there's more money that goes into the system. So for instance, a guy that didn't have a job last month now has got a job. He's going to be spending his first paycheck. He's going to be buying groceries. What's going to happen to all of that? That's going to increase consumer demand, because now all of a sudden there's additional workforce in the labor market that is going to be spending dollars in the US. In turn, what's going to happen? Remember, we talked about it so many times. If you look at the basics of economics, the supply and demand curve, and we all know what happens with increased demand. This line shifts to the right. So increased demand, you're going to need increased quantity of your product, Q, and price. And what's going to happen? Price is going to get that delta P there. So looking left, price is going to increase. What is it that the Fed is trying to slow down? The Fed is trying to get inflation back to 2%. So strong labor market does not really equate to inflation going to come down. The stronger the labor market gets, the more consumers will be in the market to be buying goods and services. So that is why they actually want to slow down the labor market. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if I'm always conveying myself correctly or clearly enough, but that is how economy functions and how the flow of money works. I'm in Berkshire, southeast UK.
Yeah. So, Chris, I actually wanted to find out from the chat here quickly. That's why I've just been a bit distracted. I was just getting that next post out.
Yeah.
What is the chat thinking of the new content we're putting out, guys? You guys enjoy it? You like it? What are your thoughts on it? Again, that's the thing. We always want feedback from you guys. I mean, we're doing this stuff for you guys.
Yeah, Chad, myself and Keegan basically challenged ourselves for putting out not each of us, but one of us. So we're gonna alternate. So today is Keegan's chance to post his reel. Tomorrow is my reel. Monday Keegan, Tuesday me, Wednesday. So we've shot a bunch of content last week, this week. We want to ideally get like 3 months ahead with content. And the thing is, we challenge ourselves that at least one of us needs to get a reel out every day.
Yeah.
And again, it just comes to that work ethic. Maybe what we do grows and the following increases and the organic growth. Maybe it doesn't, but the fact of the matter is we've put in the work. We've set up here. You can ask Keegan. It's not just about shooting a reel. There's that 30-second reel or one minute reel. There's like getting the setup right, taking a few shots with the cameras, setting the cameras up, recording onto the phone, compiling all of the videos, getting that into your video editing software, then actually editing the software. Keegs, what do you think is the actual time expenditure on a 30-second reel? If you think of it, if you take everything collectively.
Honestly, like, I think if you think of everything collectively, the time it took to shoot, then to move and transfer of data, and then editing and stuff, I'd easily go and say for a 30-second reel is 40 minutes, 45 minutes of time per 30-second reel.
Yeah.
Because also keep in mind, the thing is that 30 seconds, we try keep it as good as a one shot as we can. But there is some behind the scenes editing going on there.
We had to laugh when Jev, dude.
That was so.
Jev is like, okay, I've got it. And man starts his reel. Halfway through, he's like, what was I gonna say? And I just started laughing. I'm like, no, man. I must say I'm actually liking the EU cells. Yeah, I'm gonna monitor it at this key level here. I wanna see chat, 15-minute shuffle has come and gone. Let's see session lows, the 200 EMA. If we can start rejecting here, I'm gonna look for potential sells on EU, so let's monitor that. I'm actually gonna set alert for us on these lows, 108804. Every time, boss. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna post tomorrow, Keegs, is that one of the. Chad, wait, give me a second. I give up.
Oh, Jordan, bro, I promise you it's in the works. Doing a podcast with Chris and
Sorry,
Dueno.
quickly put your. Oh wait, sorry. Didn't we do? We've done a.
We had them on as guests.
Oh yeah, we haven't.
We never had them. But I think, guys, moving forward, they actually stay very close to where we stay in Pretoria.
Yeah.
I actually missed Chris. The last time, I think it was the last dinner I went out for before I came back on holiday. I literally missed Chris by like 3 minutes. It was a case of I was coming into the restaurant and he was leaving. But I think Chris and I have a few things we have to travel for this year. But we'll work around that. I think we can arrange to definitely do those podcasts.
Yeah, we will definitely.
Even we bring them down, yeah.
Yeah, we must ask them if they wanna pop down. Yeah. Chad, I'm in Cape Town next week. Next week, Wednesday till Friday. Shooting a big podcast with Justin Paulson, and as promised, that's gonna be a goodie. That is gonna be a goodie. You guys don't want to miss it. Yeah, I'll just go on here. Chad, just get your Euro charts ready so that you don't fall off your chair if we execute. What's up? Let me just get my chart set up here. I don't want to miss anything here. Okay, we should be sorted here. Give me 1 second. Alright, seems we are breaking up. Keep it up. First, I didn't understand what you guys were saying, but after some time, it made sense. Keep it up. The content is fine, but it will be much better when the content is the question. To better as well create another reel with the answer. But overall, it's fine, gents. You are doing a great job. Thanks so much, man. Not Joash from what I know. I know they are mates with Darren, but that doesn't take away who they are. Proper, genuine guys, solid, no bullshit traders. Is there a video version of the playbook in the pipeline? I like a detailed breakdown of the daily routine for the newbies. Join the Discord, always extra crispy. There's an entire little workbook trading plan in the Discord. And I actually, wait, let me get it. Give me 1 second.
Alright, chatty, you guys have got my attention now. I was just going to the chat just still quickly. Yeah, no. Chris and Dwayne are genuine oaks. They friends, like with Darren and that, not necessarily Joash.
Chat, so I actually spent yesterday, I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, so I literally drew out like the entire playbook. So for you guys to, we're gonna get this in a very nice creative format. Also with like a decision tree. So don't think we're not working. Please believe me when I tell you we have been putting a lot of time and effort and planning into getting tools to you guys. So yeah, excited for once that I'm still sit with the entire decision map. I'm gonna do the decision map for my strat. Keegan, exactly what I did there for my setups, Keegan is gonna do for his setups. Keegan is gonna do a decision tree as well. So it's almost like a little roadmap. What is your daily bias? Is price trading at a key level? Yes. Okay, then you follow the steps. And either it is just sit on your hands, or it's like, okay, look for a buy, look for a sell. Then you look at your entry criteria as to how you enter the trade.
There we go. So it'll be smooth like butter.
Decision tree 100% sounds like the way to demystify entries and analysis. Yes. The thing is, what we're trying to do is like there needs to be some type of manual where if you've joined the streams, you've got a gist of more or less the workflow that we impose on our trading, that you can use that little workbook and you can basically make decisions based off that. Because then you're also going to start seeing like flip. I didn't actually follow step C. If I followed step A and B, but C and D I didn't follow. So maybe that is a reason where I'm lacking. Alright, UJ, what is UJ doing? Beautiful. Alright, DXY starting the battle. Keeks, you bullish on the dollar, eh?
Yeah.
Alrighty, Chad. Adonia, here we go, baby.
I hope you guys are paying attention there.
Here we go, Chad. Okay, let me give you 2 reasons why I'm not gonna execute on the euro shorts, and I hope this makes sense to you. So firstly, the 200 EMA on the 5 minute. We've seen it so many times on the dollar. It is an absolute beast. So firstly, first closure failed to hold the retest. Now we've got the second closure. I want to see a retest hold there. I'm not going to take it. If this entire structure was shifted up and we held that level, 100% I would sell euro after we break structure lower. But again, we are not trading above that level, so I am not going to force a trade here. I'm going to have to be patient and wait for that retest here on that level. I hope that makes sense. Asia highs. Okay. All right, Chad, let's see. Ideally, what I want to see, what would be lovely, is if once we close with this candle, firstly breaking this structure here, and then I would love a little 5 minute candle that has got a bearish close, but as a bottom wick that tapped into that level there, something like that. If we can get something like this for me is perfect. And then all we're going to do is we're going to wait for that next 5 minute candle to break above. Because then we've got 2 consecutive structure breaks to the upside, and then I'm happy we had that retest. Otherwise, I'm not gonna force it on a session low. And basically the first retest. So let's see. Let's see. It is game time. I hope you guys are focused and alert and awake. If you haven't had your coffee, I suggest go grab one quickly. Get to your desk. We're about to execute here. We about to get ready. So get ready.
What are you entering?
I'm looking at euro shorts.
Oh damn.
And you?
I'm literally about like to execute on a EU short.
I like the setup. I just want the dollar. I just want that retest, because this for me, as mentioned this morning, we've closed that gap now. And I would just love a little retest. I think it was last week, Chad. Let me just show you on GU. When we took that GJ trade, this was a perfect example. Let me just show you. It was last week. Last week, yeah, I remember it as if it was yesterday. 80 was bullish. This was last week Wednesday. 80 was bullish. Remember, we had this initial break, that initial break of structure, and you can go and watch the stream that morning. And after we broke above this break here, I mentioned, this break here, I mentioned to you guys, I just first want to see a break and a hold after we had these 2 consecutive bearish candle closures. I said I am looking for the buys. I just want to see what we're going to do. So we had that test. There we had the bearish candle closure on it, and there, boom, there's that little double break of structure. and I'm happy for that to be a retest, also a little retest of that structure. But at that time we were in GJ bars that ran that I think 150 200 pips, but there you can clearly see it, and off she goes to the races. So literally think, just put a mirror image of this in your head, and let's quickly go to where DXY is now. If I can get that, I'm very happy. If I miss it, I am not so happy, but I'm taking the most precaution to ensure that I put myself in a good position. This year so far I've taken 3 trades, 2 wins, 1 loss of 2 pips. So it has been a positive year so far. When we started the year, we said we are going to focus on better quality setups. Basically, I told you guys, myself and Keegan bargain on 2 good trades a week. That is literally your focus. 2 very good trades a week. And let's say you can make 1.25% on each trade, or if you're risking 1.5%, that is 3% a week. Basically, every month you can pump out a phase 1. Every 6 weeks you can pump out a phase 1 and 2. I showed you guys last year, on average, a phase 1 takes me a month and a phase 2 takes me 2 weeks. Goal for this year is to get to $500,000 in funding. I am only 15% there. GJ, it's down. GJ, is it down? It's in a range. It is in a range, my brother. I don't like this. I hate it when the market moves like this. This I can work with. This I can work with. But this, I can't really do much with that. Have you executed, Keeks?
I'm waiting just a little bit longer. I want to see if I'm going to get a pullback.
Yeah.
That's all I'm waiting for now.
I think we're going to get that little pullback retest, and then because there now that gap is fully closed.
Come on, give me a pullback, give me a pullback, give me a pullback.
That's been my motto this year, quality over quantity. I've taken 2 gold sales this year, 1 last week, 1 yesterday, currently up 5.04%. Beautiful, Jordan. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I had a conversation with Javen this morning, Chad, and I think I'm going to draw it out here for you guys, because I feel it's something very valid, especially for the younger guys. And I sat with him here in the office, and we spoke about goals and dreams and visions. And let's call the y-axis the goals and the vision axis. Let's put that here, and let's put the bottom one as time, so we can just put time there. And I told him this is the mistake we make as younger people. Very ambitious. We want it to look like this. That's literally what we do. So you wanna get everything. You wanna reach all of those goals and visions in the shortest space of time, whether it be money, whatever it is. And I told him where you should get comfortable.
Sorry, because I've executed on UJ. I got the pullback to where I wanted.
UJ or EU?
UJ. I've actually gone long on UJ.
Okay, Keegan has gone long on UJ. Let me just put it on your 20 pip stop, 15 pip.
15 pip.
Okay, tight stop there for my brother Keego. 15 pip, and I think most likely we'll target that key level 148.32.
Yeah, so my first target will be Asia highs.
Yeah.
Then depending if we break Asia highs, obviously this is a trade I will trail, and you can aim for. I've got a key level, which just straight order flow would then be 148,770.
Okay, Keegan is going to keep us up to date. I just want to finish this quickly, show you guys. So I told him the biggest killer for us as traders and as young business people, entrepreneurs, is this, let's call it the time differential here. Nobody wants to, we don't want this time differential. Okay, it's not working with me. But the thing is, we don't want this time differential here. Let's call it delta T. Where if we can get comfortable with saying like, look, there is going to be a period of grinding and slow growth, and there's going to be a stage of parabolic growth. But the only thing between that and me is that delta T factor. Then you're going to start slowing things down, because in this process of rushing, the only thing you're really doing is you literally, all that progress you make, you try and rush it, and you start back at break even. So every time you're resetting your clock because you want to rush it. Where if you just take your time and you build layer by layer, at the end of the day, you're going to have a strong foundation, and you're not every time going to come back here to zero and be like, oh yeah, I lost my funding account. I lost my challenge. I'm starting again from scratch. No, you're going to build slowly but surely. So I hope that helped somebody here today. Take it easy. Enjoy the process. Be focused. Do focused work. And build it layer by layer. Don't try and do too much. When I started my entrepreneurship journey, I was doing way too much with little. Here's the other thing, and I don't want to preach to you guys. Apologies for this. We spoke about it in the office as well. You've got two boxes: effort, output. Some of us have a very high effort level. We're putting in a lot of effort, but yeah, we're not getting any output because we're all over the place. Some of us have a low effort level, so we can't really expect a high output because these two are both correlated. But what happens is, what makes a high effort level equate to a high output level is the little box in between. And what do you think that box is in between these two? The factor that's going to determine whether high effort equals high output is focus. You need to start getting focused on what it is you want to do and start building. If you don't have focus, you're going to have a lot of effort, no output. Alright, Chad, there's that retest. Let's see what she does. EU also pulling back. Let's see if we get that test on that key level. Yeah, Mo will tell you that sounds familiar. I've been drilling Mo with the effort and output. Mo know what's up with the. If you wake Mo up in the evening, he's gonna say effort, output, more focus. Moski. David Governor, good morning, man. Jordan FX, crazy you mentioned it. I always wanted to rush the process, instant gratification and all. Since November, I stepped away and changed my mentality to enjoying the journey, no matter how long it takes. Beautiful, Jordan. That is what it's about, my brother. That's why I say get off Instagram, get off social media. Gives you a false perception of time and what it takes to reach a certain level. again, you don't know somebody else's journey. You don't know maybe how long that guy grinded. I think you've heard it so many times where some of the oaks will say, this was the longest 15-year overnight success. You don't see that man planting the seeds 15 years ago. And then we get onto social media and it's like, yo, I want that in a year. A very good one, Keegs. I don't know if you've heard his story, Andy Frizella.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, Steve. So Andy Frizella, Chad, he's got, I think, 3 of the biggest, or one of his biggest supplements company is First Form. Andy and his brother lived in their little supplement shop when they started. They literally had like the storeroom. They lived in it.
Yeah.
And for 8 years, they cucked. They didn't really sell a lot of supplements, and they put in graft. And Andy now is very, very wealthy, Andy Frizella. But again, he talked about that 8 years, him and his brother living on a couch in their store. And some of us would have given up after a year or two. Even the guy from Nutritech. Did you know I was still gymming that he drove an old Ford Laser and he was selling whey protein in a bag. Literally a plastic bag that's just like knotted. And that's how that man started with selling supplements out of his boot.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yaku, the guy from Nutritech, if you ever get the opportunity to meet him, ask him about the Ford Laser days.
Ford Laser days.
That is vision, my dude. Selling supplements out of your boot. And Nutritech is massive now.
Yeah.
Keegan, once we get our following up, Keegan's going to bring out his own supplement range for the crypto guys. And it's going to be pump and dump.
How we like it.
It's going to be very high in stimulants, so you're going to get a massive pump. And then 2 hours after your workout, you're going to crash, and that's the dump. Very high pump. And if you're lactose intolerant, you will definitely take a big dump as well.
Oh, yeah.
Chad, mixing subs in a paint bucket. Dude, I love stories like that. It is so motivational to hear of somebody that grinded it out. And it just shows you that anything is possible with the right mindset. And just that fortitude to never give up. I think I'll stick to my tuck addiction. Used to sell bags of powder from my car. Very different outcome. What powder though? Headache powder. Alright, Chatadonia, there's that retest. All I want to see now is that little minor break of structure, and then I'm going to look for the short on EU. I think at that stage, Keegan's UJ trade is also going to break this minor structure level there. Just needs to get through this 200 EMA. I think once it's through that 200 EMA, I think this thing's going to start running to the upside. 80 for me still bearish, just below the 200, but also flat. Remember I said we could have a ranging day. Already taking Asia lows, now currently at the Asia lows, at the daily pivot. If we can hold this level, definitely think we can go and take out those Asia highs and those key levels. We also had a nice shift in structure from these lows, so let's see how that trade goes. Keegs, in terms of managing risk, do you have any plans as to how you could potentially manage your risk?
At this point, you just genuinely don't want to be dropping lower. So if we start making a little bit of a low, going back down for like that EQ, you just want to cut it. Again, it's a tight stop loss, so you do take away that bit of management time. But again, that's also why I'm not risking too much on this trade. end of the day, because like I said, you have a tight stop loss for that massive RR, so you can risk little because of this and get up. But it's the same way. I think easiest way of managing this is once we get a break above, I'll be scaling that stop up more and more
as you go. Yeah. GJ, Cyan, GJ, as I mentioned, is ugly, my brother. This range is just is not something that's attractive to me. I don't want to get involved in it. I'm more than happy to look for potential shorting opportunities on EJ, but GJ, not for me. Unless you've got a plan, if it's in your plan to trade something like this, I don't know where you'll trade it from. You've got the 50 down here. Your 80 is still relatively bearish below the 200. Nothing clean. You didn't really have a very great displacement below Asia lows. Honestly, not the cleanest setup for me. I would need to get very, very creative if I wanted to trade here. He's going to tell us now. You in the trade. What did you trade? I haven't traded once this week, and it's Thursday. We'll see. Maybe it's that quality that's going to come in today. But I am looking at DXY though. All right, there's that retest, Chad. 1 minute. And as you have it, I need to go and pee real quick, but we're going to wait for that close. My ears are starting to tear up a little bit. Alrighty, let's see. Gold rejecting Asia highs. Interesting. Yeah, pound is very messy. Pound in general. Alright, Chad, I'm going to move this a little bit lower. There's that retest. Even if this closes bullish, I'm literally just going to wait for that break of structure right there. And also at that stage, you're going to see DXY making its break higher. So we're going to still wait 5 more minutes. So get your EU charts ready. Potential setup incoming. I'm just going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll see you guys now. I'm going to put on Keegan's screen so you guys can monitor that. We just affirm a very strong bullish push in the next 5 minutes, breaking all of that resistance. Break resistance now.
What is DXY even doing now? Is it at the high still? Ah man, this is chill. We're holding the 200. Okay, no, I'm chilled with that. DXY chilling out here. So yeah, we'll just see what happens with this trade. Okay guys, nothing too crazy with this one. Let's see what happens here, Chad. Well, here comes that push to the downside. Is DXY turning around? Nah, man. Just a little bit patient with this. What are the other yen pairs doing? Okay, so yen's is probably actually having quite a bit of a strength at the moment. That's why UJS is holding out. But again, guys, it's. If you look at, we tested EQ, so you've swept the lows, tested the EQ, got under 4 hour, perfect now to have your turnaround, start trading back up. daily, same thing. It's all just having that nice bottom wick, so having that nice pullback. I'm very comfortable with this trade still. Could have maybe jumped the gun a bit early, but that's chilled.
Around geeks. Let's see who's late. Let's see who's late to the streams. All right. Unlucky for me, I've got a pee and a poop, but I can't poop now while we in this range. That is the unfortunate thing now. So, like that one brother of us in the chat said that consistency shit rule, I would do a hard breach on that. Is Javen talking? Alright, Chad, we're just literally waiting for DXY to break these eyes. What level is that? 103. Alright, round number as well. I hope we're not trying to catch the tail end of this dollar strength, but we'll see. As mentioned, the load shedding absolutely ripped us. I don't think, Keegan, you've had one full stream this week, Keegs.
Yeah.
I had 2 half streams. Not even a half a stream, like
it feels weird not having stream in New York.
I don't know what to do yesterday when I opened the chart. It felt like out of sync. It's like, where's the Chad? Where's the Keeks?
Yeah.
Alright, Chad, this is what I'm waiting for. I've set some alerts there. And as soon as we break there, I think Euro is also going to break those lows. And then we can execute. It is from a key level. We've got the daily pivot as our first advantage point where we're going to monitor price, and I think then ultimately we can come down to the daily S1. That could have just been the pullback, and you could see us coming a lot lower. Oi, DXY. Alright, Chad, now is the time to get ready. 5 minutes just needs to hold ground there, and we just need that break below here on Euro. 6-7 pips. All right. Joanna, I haven't seen Rabbit. It's an AI companion. Let me check it out. Okay, see you playing on my ADHD because I want to enter trades here, and I'm going to look at Rabbit, the AI companion.
The AI companion.
Okay, let me just put it here on the background. I'll check later. Rabbit R1. Rabbit sells out 2 batches of 10,000 R1 pocket. Hectic. Okay, we'll check that now. How's Keegan's trade going?
Literally a break even.
It's fighting for its life here. I think once you get through that pivot, it should be good. DXY bumping and grinding against this level, quite a big level, so let's see. I'm just gonna get my charts ready so long. Okay, ready there, ready not gonna lie, selling a session low, daily low feels wrong, but sometimes Sorry, Minty, you asked, will I be trading gold again this year? I honestly need to plan that if I'm going to be trading gold again this year. I need to really get comfortable again. How am I going to do that? I'm going to look at the last 3 months. I'm going to look at the COMEX Open, Chicago Mercantile Exchange Open. I'm going to look at the London session. I will be looking at NYSE Open. And I'm going to firstly start just framing my ideas again around what happens during those times. And then ideally I would want to be forward testing on maybe a prop account challenge or whatever. So not completely out of the equation. All right, Chad, let's see if we can get this closure. And let's see if we can execute here. Alrighty. Time to execute here. $20 seconds. Let's see if she can break these lows. No, she's not wanting to break those lows. 3, 2, 1. All right, Chad. No execution there from me. Thank you for coming. No execution. Let's check here. I remember when I lived in Surridge Park, we never used to get load shedding due to substation being too faulty to going off. Jordan, believe it or not, I lived in Framesby and I remember those days. I lived there for 6 years in Rena Street. And that was beautiful. People were talking about load shedding and then they upgraded the substation. And Jordan FX will tell you we started getting load shedding. Let's actually show you guys on Google Maps where I lived. Old house, but got it for steel. Let's see. Got it for a steel. Can't wait for the new PC to come. This one is struggling. Alright, Framesby. Let's see the layers here. This is most probably the house where I spent the most physical labor on. Didn't have a massive budget to renovate, so did a lot of the things I could do myself, I did. But it was a toughie. Alright, let me get it. Here it is. Oh, but what? This is still old. Jordan. So I lived here. It's Willoughby and Rena. On that corner there. Massive pool there. Very big garage. Like the garage is massive. You can't even see it on here.
Why are we looking at houses now?
No, so Jordan, I don't even know. He lived in Sunridge, and we were talking about the load shedding. And I'm just showing him where I lived, on the corner. So I loved it there. I loved that it was a beautiful, very big, spacious home. That is where I saw home maintenance is a real thing, my dude. Every weekend, like a trailer load of shit coming out of that garden. Leaves, grass, my dude, it is. That swimming pool becomes a little side hustle on its own. You don't even need to have a hobby if you've got a big pool. Keeping that pool clean becomes a hobby. And that's why I'll never ever have a pool again. I rebuke a pool. Don't even come to me saying, hey Chris, why don't you put a pool in? Do you guys have a pool at home?
No.
Okay, lucky.
The only time we had was at our house in Humewood. And then after that, it was the same thing, like maintenance.
Yo. Geeks.
So now my sister took one for the team. So she got the house with the pool. So now we all just go there. We're going to have a pool day. It's at my sister's place.
Who's keeping that clean?
Duan. That's all up to him, man.
Yeah, so Duan will tell you that thing. Yeah, here's the thing, if you don't have a lot of trees around and it's relatively shaded, then it's fine. But as soon as that pool gets a lot of sun, there's like a lot
so
of...
So theirs is I must say, it's not a big pool, but it's not a splash pool.
Okay, so
like you can move around in it, but there's no trees around it, but it is like straight in the sun. I mean, you know how the houses like Lovemore Heights are, they always like shapes. So the pool's like in the middle of the house. So depending from where the sun is, it might be in shade, it might be in direct sunlight, you never know.
Dude, have you seen what these pool cleaners ask you? My bro, you will be spending a big chunk of your paycheck. I had a guy there, and that man just did stuff on his own. And it's like, oh, I changed your sand, and oh, we had to backwash this and that. He builds like his own invoice, and then after like 3 months, I'm like, yo, my dude, you can't just come here and tell me it's like 650 Rand a visit, and then every time it's like a 2K bill.
Yeah.
Oh no, I had to buy a little fitting for your creepy and this and that. And then at one stage I was like, yo, my dude, you need to never come back here again. Show me what I need to do. Paying like 5 grand. And the weird thing is, out of my entire family, I swam in that pool 4 times, Keeks, in that 5 years.
No, man.
And I spent thousands a month keeping it pristine for nobody to swim in it. And believe it or not, what do you think I did at the end? Just before we moved.
What was that? Cleaned it.
I paid 35,000 rand to fill it up and plant grass.
Ah, yes.
Chad, that pool. So when we bought the house, here's the thing: when you're younger and you ignorant, that pool to fix it cost me about 45,000 rand. The pool cover to put on it, because my mom was drilling me about the kids, cost another 15. I think it was 15 or 17k. Then the maintenance a month on that pool was ridiculous. I had to get a new pool pump, whatever. And then I spent another 35k to close it up. That was the worst investment I've made in my life. If I ever look back, it is like, why did I... And so that pool cost me literally, like I said, I only swam in it 4 times. Only me, nobody else. So per swim... Okay, no, it's simple. Sorry, I wanted to 25,000 rand per swim. It was the 4 most expensive dips I've taken in my life. Bro, full margin, bro. That was like full margin to the T. Wait. Yeah, DXY not getting through there, Chad. That's why I said we need to see that structure break. Euro also holding coming back above. So let's see what happens there. A little bit mixed. There's 2%, 2 potential setups I'm looking at on EJ. The one is going to be the break below the daily pivot, and the other one is going to be the round number 161. That is the 2 levels that I am looking at. US30 is still in a range here. There it is, 30-minute bottom wick recompensation. That's actually a good way of putting it. I just usually say still needs to create a bottom wick. Are you talking about Keegan's position? No bottom wick. Yeah. We talk about it a lot, where the secondary candle will come to create a bottom wick for that candle. Think of it as a little liquidity sweep, or like Narol said there. It's actually, I haven't heard that one before. 30-minute bottom wick recompensation. How did the hourly close? Hourly closing bullish. Okay. Alright, let's see a 4-hour. Oh, that's the weekly R2 there. I haven't marked out our weekly levels. Euro. Chad, how's the week been? Feels like we didn't really get any chance to chat this week due to load shedding. How's the trading been going? like I said, I haven't entered a trade. So, how's your week been so far? Positive, negative? If it's positive, do you feel you are happy with the execution of your trades, the management of them? I think we sometimes get into that stage where if you executed a good trade, you maybe always feel like you maybe manage it not that well. And then that hindsight creeps in like, oh, I closed 50 pips, but it ran 300, this, that. Then it just comes back to that trade management plan. And then if you took losses, there's some good losses and bad losses. Are there any books you would recommend to learn more about trading? Tranel, I would suggest you join these streams, you join the Discord before you start reading any books. And I think you need to start focusing on price action. So if you want to read books on price action, and then later on in your trading journey you can start reading some economics books that talks a little bit about fundamentals and how fundamentals affect the market. Bulladonia, any advice of when you're in a bad mind space, if it's good to hop on charts? Vince Cornelius, go read a book called The Untethered Soul. And it is a very, very good book that I read over December, where it talks about mindset. And I just want to show you. Here's the book. A very, very interesting perspective on the mind. Very, very since reading that book, it's been stuck with me, with the mindset. So what it talks about is, and I'm gonna try and not babble on it because it's not a really long book, but what the idea the guy wants to bring across is that, have you ever sat or you're driving in your car, and a lot of times we have this dialogue within ourselves. You would literally, like, let's say for instance, you in the shower that morning, you basically running yourself over your day. Okay, when I'm finished showering, I'm going to do this. Then later at the office, I need to email that guy. Oh shit, I forgot about that guy. Maybe I should email him. Maybe I shouldn't email. You're constantly having in your mind, even though you're one person, it's almost like there's two people in your mind. It's you, and then let's call it your soul or whatever it is. And you're constantly having that dialogue between one another. That's where that fear comes in, where you want to do something, and then that let's call it that subconscious blocks you, saying like, bro, rather than do it, you don't know what you're doing, or this or that. And then it talks about having the ability to, let's say, objectively start looking at things. So technically, if you are very in touch with your mind, you shouldn't actually have down days. And I'm not saying not bad things are going to happen, or you're not going to go through tough times, but you have the ability to sit back, to observe it, to observe what it is you're going through, and then to accept the fact that it's maybe something you cannot change, or it is something you can change. If it is something you cannot change, you deal with it, you get over it, and you move forward. If it is something you can change, then you change it. And for the most part, that change is within yourself. Don't try and change other people. A lot of times the issue is not with other people. The issue is with you yourself. When you change, things around you will change. We always talk about it in the office. The type of energy you bring across, and again, I don't want to become that energy guy like, oh, I'm vibrating, please. I'm not that guy. I'm just physically talking about the manner that you bring yourself across in the room. You'll see that sometimes, a lot of times in life, you literally feel drained when you left, you visited somebody. You feel literally drained, like that person stole your energy. The guy's complaining and he's telling you how bad this is and there's no way out for him, and talking about this other person and that person hurt him. Like after you leaving there, it's like, oh my goodness, now I feel like I'm drained. And again, that's when we talked about even what we did last year with calling people out and stuff. There's like that effort and energy is not worth it. Like it's not even worth going that route, because all of a sudden it's instigating, like that person has got now a bad mindset towards you. When you see the person, let's say for instance, I see Darren Dix or Joash Naidu now in Cape Town. Like, do I greet them? Do I not greet them? It's weird. It's a weird thing, and you don't want to sit with that. And again, we'll address stuff as it comes along, but we're not going to seek out to do that. So yeah, trading books pointless. Get on charts. Trader Tom, 100%. I can 100% agree there with Trader Tom. You got to start thinking like an engineer. You need to start reverse engineering what you've done and start to think critically as to why did price do this. Alright, price did this here. Why did it do it here? Oh, there's a key level. Oh, there's a gap. Okay, so at a gap, what happens? I've seen this happen now once. Okay, that is what I want to see. Again, this comes back from what we talked about on GU. I said exactly what we want to see was from last week Wednesday. Let's go to last week Wednesday. This is how you can start becoming critical with what you want to do in your trading journey. There's that 200. There we talked about that retest holding. There's the break. And we said we're going to wait for exactly the same thing here on dollar. We're going to wait for that first retest. There we had it. We're going to wait for that break of structure. Never got it. That for me is not a break of structure. That's literally, if I pull a little zone from the close of that body and the wick, you'll see that it closed literally right at it. So that's not a valid break of structure for me. And exactly the same with euro. No break of structure there. Again, also, why didn't we execute here? You will clearly remember what I said. If you're late to the stream, please go back. I said DXY traded above for the first time. We have yet to actually hold that level. So again, not really dodged the bullet. It's not a valid setup for me. That was the first little retest there, and I said if we can get another test there and then a break of structure, very likely the dollar index will break structure to the upside. Didn't get it, no execution. Again, this is not just vibes the way that I do this. This is stuff that I developed for myself to see how I can execute my idea of price trading below a level. My idea of after a retest, for instance, if price keeps hammering back at this level and it's not moving away. Let's say, for instance, we took the shorts here. We didn't wait for a break of structure. We took the shorts. We entered shorts right here, And now for the next 30 minutes, all price is doing, it's constantly battering that level, coming down, back up again, down, back up again. Again, we've talked about this. Again, some people don't realize that if sellers are really in control, they are going to start taking control of the market. Maybe 1 or 2 retests, and then they're going to take it away from there. They're going to cause pain for the bulls. They're not going to keep it here. If the sellers are in control, they want price to move in their direction. So that's why we close trades out if it starts ranging at a level. The best trades that we have taken, and for the guys that have been on stream, usually have 0 drawdown. Let's say, for instance, the 80 was bullish here. You would enter the trade and move. Those are the best trades we've had. We've had trades where we fight for our life a little bit and they range and there's not a lot of volume. But for the most part, they're very, very good trades we take. Last week, Wednesday, for instance, GJ, let's go to GJ last week. Phenomenal trade. Last week, Wednesday. Let me just get last week, Wednesday on here. And that's not from reading books, that is from seeing what has happened, from journaling. And then, there's the trade still. Go watch last week's stream on Wednesday. Alright, here's the trade. Beautiful, beautiful trade. We had Asia highs up there. We had that pre-market break above, and then we had the retest of the round number here. I think that was pre-market 184. We held the retest. I told you guys I'm super bullish on pound yen for that day. We didn't take this trade on this break because it was still within the 15-minute shuffle. We waited for the retest to hold here. Again, I mentioned it, we had that first break, couldn't hold. Then we had the break retest holding, and you can see here that thing had little to no drawdown. Executed on the close of that candle. There's your nice little minor structure break. We moved stops to break even once we hit that key level there, and it proceeded to continue higher. I know some of you in the chat actually held oh,
there was no managing that.
let me see.
You know, this just reminds me of that video of yours when you leave your trade unattended.
Are you in, Chris? No. This is Keegan's. Keegan feeding the lads a little stopperoni here. How do you like your pizza, sir, with a little stopperoni on the side? Alright, Chad. Keegs is out of that 15 pip stop, nothing major. But yeah, Trader Tom, I agree with you. That is why screen time, very, very good, but also screen time without journaling is useless. It is absolutely useless if you do a lot of screen time. Again, we made the joke about guys posting charts on the weekend and then literally posting the soundtrack of Drake and Future working on the weekend like usual.
Yeah.
That is a lot of effort with zero output. So the first thing I would suggest is start figuring out why price does things at a certain level. And then secondly, how can you get involved in a trade? And then thirdly, how do you manage the trade? Working on the bro, you know that when the boys start posting that, working on the weekend like usual. My G's, good morning, Neil. Neil, how's your trading been this week? Neela has also been upping his game. We've been in contact. Man is putting in the effort to level up. the name of the stream is Reversal Thursday, so I don't know. I don't know if we manifested that Reversal Thursday or alright, Chad. So, as I mentioned, I'm weirdly enough bullish on the day for GU 127. EU round number right here at Asia highs. What is Euro GBP doing? Euro is making a comeback. Alright, so we're gonna see whoever clears that round number first. And it looks like we're going the opposite way here today, Chad. Again, go back to the start of the stream. We talked about that potential dollar, not really reversal, the pullback. Let's not get it twisted here. We haven't retested that level. We're at a key level. So again, maybe 1 day of decline, 2 days of decline. Monday we resume the upward momentum, but at this stage, dollar clearly not liking to be above that level. So more than happy we adapt to what we see and we try and execute. One to 700 on GU, that's what I'm looking at now. That's the only thing in the short term that I'm looking at. Slowest week this month by far, however, still eating crayfish. Jeez, Neil. Is Neil not the guy that owes us a coffee, Keegs? Am I not mistaken when Neil said, oh, he doesn't have Uber Eats where he lives? And Neil,
I think it was right.
Neil, I've got a memory like an elephant. And that day when you were up, Keegs, was it up 170 pips on GJ?
Something like that, yeah.
Neil, correct me if I'm wrong, Neil, Neil Estrazen, but I think you still owe us. Okay, it's not Neil. I humbly apologize if it is not you, but haven't done my taxes. I'm too turned up, Mohammed. You know it, my dude. Working on the weekends like usual. Chris, I'm really grateful for the week. I'm heavy focused on my psychology and it takes me time to make a shift, so I'm patient and focused on the right things. Beautiful, Neil. I really have to say Neil is one of the few guys that I've worked with personally that really puts an effort into his trading. If you look at his setup, if you look at his notebooks, he's hungry for information, he's hungry to get better, and ultimately there's no way in life if you can fail with that attitude. DJ gets pips, why you call that trash? Bye bro, none funny, we lost money. DJ J get pips, my brother. This is not a signal service. That is why we do the disclaimer at the start. If you take a trade with me or Keegan and it's not in line with your trading plan, you are an idiot. Please, my brother. This is not a signal service, and if you come onto the stream and you just take a trade without even knowing the reason for it, then please, my brother, you need to not be on the streams. Chris, you have to get swole with Keegs. I've always wanted to call someone Fris Chris. You can just call me Fat Chris at this stage. Fat Chris and Fris Keegan. I do not trade GJ. Sorry, Neil. I know there was somebody, must be a Seattle coffee. Jeez, Chad, we haven't had coffees in a while, yeah. Appreciate the kind words, Chris. You and Keek set the standard and it motivates me to be better. Nila, to be honest, you motivate me, my brother. So I think I think the respect is mutual, so keep it up. And that is ultimately what we want to see here, is the growth.
This is such a tune.
Yeah, Chad, for the guy that was on DJ Get Pips or whatever, my brother, please, sorry, I don't wanna be that guy. If it's your first time here, we've been streaming for 4 months. There's losses, there's wins. So please, my brother, you're not paying to be here. We at our own cost. And as always, if I enter a trade and it's not according to your plan, please don't enter it. The trade Keegan took, that is his trade. He took that trade, that was part of his plan. If it wasn't part of your plan, please don't. You can just view it. If Keegan is a bad trader, why didn't you short there? Because he's not a bad trader. Chris Keegan, Marvel or DC?
Marvel. 100% Marvel.
Who's the Marvel heroes?
Iron Man, Thor,
yeah,
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Nila, the way you teach is with experience. You can literally teach anything. Minty, I agree, and that is what makes this game so crazy, trading, because you have to be so composed, you need to be so dialed in. You can't let your guard down for one day. And especially for new traders, the issue is you struggle to pick yourselves up. It's very easy to get into that thing like, oh flip, everything's going well, and then one little setback. Some of you struggle to recover that, let's call it that little pullback in your psychology. A lot of you can't get back up again from there. Look at what he just took. He obviously on the bank side, bro. JS. DJ, my brother. DJ.
What is DJ going on about?
The loss you guys took.
Oh, wow, really?
The man is hurt. He's hurt, but
that was his last bit of money. Now he has no money for bread and water. I think that next that tip, that next video we're gonna be putting out, I think that is purely for DJ.
DJ, my brother, how many streams have you joined? Let's start there. How many of these streams have you joined? Firstly, that's the first thing I'm gonna ask you. So you basically want to rate a trader's ability on one trade. So we're going to take your last trade. So if you've been trading for, I don't know how long you've been trading, but I'm going to take your last, if your last trade was a loser, then I am basically going to judge you on that last trade. I'm going to neglect the entire previous 3, 4, 5, how many years it is, your last trade. And that is going to be the final thing. So it's not about first impressions, DJ. If you go onto our Discord, every single trade taken on stream is journaled there with the timestamp, so you can go back on the stream. There's almost 190 streams you can go and rewatch. And if you can take the opportunity, provide yourself the opportunity to join in for a week, 2 weeks, and you can then by all means comment on the quality of the streams, the quality of the analysis, the quality of the trade management. So
I think it's times like these where, we always talk about it's an ego thing, but this is where you need to put up that like a pip score or something for the week to keep these guys quiet, because you see something like that. Again, I'm comfortable to take a trade like that because I'm already up like 400 pips for the week, literally taking I think 1 or 2 trades. So I'm okay to take a risky trade like that because I surpassed my weekly target on Tuesday already.
No, but the point I want to bring across is that is the issue we've got in society, is you want to judge somebody on their work. And again, I go back to that thing of before I comment on anybody's work, because this is a body of work we've put in. If you go onto the Discord, the education stuff, we're not trying to hide anything. This is the most transparent stream out there. You're not paying us to be here. We're not asking you a fee. We're not even asking you to sign up with it. We've never even tried to push something onto the community. My thing is, I am more than happy to accept critique. Like Keegan as well, he knows. We've told one another, bro, if you slipping up, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, and Keegan will tell you that immediately. And you need to get into that mindset where you can look at something objectively and then say, all right, what you guys are doing here is shit, and you don't have to come again. You can dislike the stream if you want, but if you stay here for a week or two and you see, oh flip, these guys actually know what they're talking about, and again, we have no control over the markets. Zero control. Like I said, I don't care how good of a trader you are. There are times where you just accept the fact that the markets are out of your control, and the only thing you can control is your own trade.
Yeah.
So I'm not even phased by DJ get pips. I just want to show me, bro, please.
We way past this. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
phased by these clowns.
DJ, the Discord is in the description of the video, so that's why I say you need to be observant, DJ. The Discord link is in the description, and you can go to the stream trade journal, and all of the trades are there. So, and then do me a favor, go start from the first stream and go re-watch them.
Even just do yourself a favor. Just go watch Monday's stream. Just go watch Monday's New York stream, bro. Perfect example of how we'll always outwork you. Why do you even have to send you that far back?
Chris, what do you think of gold? As mentioned, Asia highs. That's a big one here, and that's the GU. Asia highs, the big one here, and then that daily pivot. That's what I ultimately think. My thing is, as I mentioned on, I think it was Monday when we started breaking lows. Tuesday when we started, I think we opened up here somewhere. We said 2045. Next level was 2017. I would love to see what we do at 2017. It is a clear break of structure lower. We are now in this range. This is now your new range that you will be spending a couple of days in. Only way I can really get bullish on gold in the short term now again is if we have 2 consecutive bullish daily candle closures back above 2017. So let's say today's candle closes bullish inside of 2017, and the following day creates a bottom wick first, testing that 2017, and then flips bullish and closes bullish, then we've got a confirmed support there. Otherwise, what could happen is today could be a pullback day even into Friday, and then we can have another break of structure lower below. So that is why I called the stream Reversal Thursday, because we've had almost 3 consecutive days of trending. Same with the yen pairs. We've had 3 days of advance. Again, like this, nice big push and pull back, a big push again. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got some messy range retrace. Same with GU. GU clearly holding that, so we're just going to play this bigger range. So this effectively becomes our bigger range that we are trading in now. And just looking left with me, you'll see that we took out those lows. So very high probability this is what faked out a lot of the late sellers. Maybe guys that got super bearish yesterday caught into sells, and now we're back in the range. So yeah, gold a little bit tricky for me. Is the chat going in on the DJ here? What's happening, chat? Is it...
Still going with that guy.
I walk away to make food and a whole war started and ended in the chat. I couldn't even see the last messages there. DJ, get pips FX.
That's classic.
Because it's easier to change the pairs by using the up and down keys on your keyboard, or just comfortable with using your mouse. Let me actually try that, brother. Let me quickly see. The thing though is I've got this. I just have like a stream list, so it's easy for me just to.
Yeah, for the way yours is set up.
Yeah, I've got the stream list there. Weirdly, I don't know if this bothers you guys, but I've got this thing where I'm always like moving the chart, and I don't know why. It's like you keep on pulling it. Like I'll never just leave unless we like in a trade. I don't know if it bothers you guys.
I'm the same. I feel if I just leave it there stagnant, it's like...
Yeah, I don't know. You guys must let me know, because obviously the first thing I've improved is making sure that I'm very zoomed in to a zone that we are focused in, so it's nice and clear. So I've worked on that aspect of my streaming game. And then the other one is, you should let me know if this constantly pulling... Because sometimes when I rewatch the stream, then I'm like, yo, this man can't leave that chart alone. Needs to pull and drag and... Keegs is going to work on his Zoom game. Keegs is still more like the aerial view guy.
I just need to use the EOIS indicator. Then that'll be perfect then.
You know what changed it for me, Chad? And it's one thing that I picked up from Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted has done a lot of things that I don't agree with, for instance, the scam with his broker, traders domain and whatnot. But also you have to give credit where credit was due. There was one thing that he said in one of his videos that made a lot of sense to me. He said, if you are trading within this session, you've done your top-down analysis. Is like, why are you trading like this? A lot of us sit like this. We want to see what happened here on Tuesday, Monday, we want to execute here, but this is our screen. And he said, really get dialed in and focused in on what's happening in your session, in the now, yeah, what's happening here. You need to be dialed in and focused on what you want to see here. And that also changed the game for me. Because I was that guy that traded like this. Let me show you. I would trade like this. I would see all of this, and now I want to execute something here, and I look here on the left, and oh yeah, there's something that happened there, and zoom in. I know a lot of guys say zoom out, but we've done our key levels. Now's the time to zoom in, and you start knuckling down what's in front of you. DJs, LGs, Anton. When I'm gaming, I do random flicks or swap weapons. Yeah, Red Act, I'm the same.
Yeah, you gotta stay on your feet.
When I play CSGO, I'm constantly flipping between my knife and my secondary. And when you're in spawn, you cycle through all of them, and I know it's weird.
If you know, you know.
Sakark, let me look at NZD USD for you while we wait here, because at this stage there's I can't execute on anything, so feel free to, I know somebody said GBP New Zealand, we'll look at that as well, but let's quickly look at NZD USD. If I can find it, we are going to look at it. Give me 1 sec. Alright, here's NZD. I'm going to do a quick top-down analysis for you, my brother. Sakara, I hope you're a brother, not a sister. It almost looks like Spectre is in your profile picture from Dota, but I don't know. It looks like Spectre, the hero. So I can still see we did some levels here from somebody that asked earlier, where we talked about this range consolidation where we shifted from bearish order flow to bullish. And now the thing is, we need to look at the current week. So you can see that at one stage we were pushing bullish. We had a nice little retest there. And if I started the week, I would have had the expectation that this current weekly candle at the probability of flipping bullish to continue making higher highs. But however, I would have shifted my bias as soon as we took out that previous weekly low. We've talked about it a lot of times. It takes a lot of volume to break a weekly low or weekly high. So at this stage, I would basically say 0.6200. Once we broke below that, I would have started to flip bearish. Now on the daily, if I look at the daily, my first sign of bearishness would have been this range here, and that break out of the range. So this is a clear structure break for me. So after Monday's close, I would have been bearish. Again, go and look at the Discord on the entry criterias. You'll see that there's not a timestamp or a time frame on it. Those entry criterias are valid for any time frame: weekly, monthly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. So I would have been bearish. And also looking left with me, you would have seen that we closed back inside of this range right here. So that resistance level there, we didn't hold that. We actually closed below it. So now my question is, where's the next range that we can move in? It is very clear for me the next range is all the way down here to 0.6100. But we are now trading at that 0.6100. We've had 3 days worth of decline. So is it not possible that we can potentially do some type of pullback now? Because we also had a daily 200 EMA. This is a 200 EMA on the daily, so it's quite a big level. So one of two things are either going to happen here. We're going to consolidate here, similar to what we did here. you're going to get that type of consolidation there. Or what's going to happen is if there is a lot of bearish momentum, you'll get maybe 2 small bullish daily candle closures here. And what will happen is on that third day, you're going to get a strong bearish candle closure, just breaking all of the structure. And then that selling pressure is going to refresh and you're going to start seeing a lot of downside momentum. But for the day, it is still bearish. We've got the key level there, 06105. So let's jump to the 5 minute and see what we've got. So on the 5, here's my thing. Not one of these 2 pairs are online now. The guys in New Zealand are either watching some Netflix, they're at home. The US guys are about to, the early risers, in 2 minutes it's 5 o'clock in New York City. They're most probably going to head out to the gym, but none of these 2 are online. The 80 at this stage is pushing bullish, and I would have loved for the Asia lows to be taken or even this round number level. But if I'm looking at the daily pivot here, and if I'm looking at the convergence of the moving averages, you can start looking for potential buying opportunities here. Maybe today is that day we get that nice bullish candle closure and you can target the Asia highs up here. So very simple from here. You've got your daily pivot there. You've got potential targets to the upside. And if we really start moving back to the downside again, here is your key level. Very, very easy. And at that stage, you want your accumulation distribution to be trading below the 200. So I hope that helps. I try to make that as comprehensive as possible for you, my brother. Yeah, the new card is broken at the moment, right? Can't access loadouts. Watching Doc and Tim yesterday. Funny shit. Chad, I'm going to stream a little bit longer here. I need to get all of that streaming out of my system. Geek, so I know this man is getting hungry here, so at any stage if you... I might even join Keegan's stream later this afternoon. Keegan said he might even stream all the way through to Asia if there's no trade.
We'll see if I last that long. Or if Caitlin doesn't drag me out of here.
No, she'll block me, my bro. I think at 10k subs we need to do a 24-hour stream. Myself and Keegan will do London. Javen and Keegs will do New York.
Mo can do.
Mo and Javen will do Asia. Please don't tell me it was a real account, Car Culture. Asia sometimes does some sauciness on gold. Hey brother, that is some lessons learned there. But why did you want to test though? Because if you go on the left, there where you see your symbols on the PC and you right click on it and it at specification, it gives you the contract size. Like it will give you the contract size. Just the 35k. That's a little, but it's R&D. Think about it that way. That was some research and development you did, and you've got your research done now. And I don't think it will happen again, though.
Oh, some expensive research and development.
That is some. You've put some development cost into that R&D. Edgar, Edgar's gonna tell us a little bit more about the Asia ranges tomorrow. All right, Chad, we are back here again. Alrighty, so let's see here. Brother, we are good. We are just waiting for a trade at this stage. Got some pullbacks here. Hopefully we can get something here. I'm looking at one of two things. I liked Keegan's buy idea here. The only thing, according to my rules, I can never take that trade. I would have needed the 80 to be bullish, and I would have needed a structure break, and I would have needed a retest on the 200. So if the 80 can start pushing bullish and we can get all of this, I'm more than happy to execute some longs. Otherwise, the short idea I'm not too fond of, because we didn't displace below Asia. You can argue now that this was the liquidity grab, and we can continue higher for the rest of the day. GJ, little bit messy for me as well. EJ very clean on the other hand though, because we've got this round number here. We've got the daily pivot, so I think once we get to the daily pivot again and we can start breaking below it, I think there's some potential for a trade setup there. And gold, we mentioned Asia highs. That's going to be your one that you need to monitor. Currently struggling at that level. And then GU, I had that potential idea of if we can get above the 12700, I want to get into some longs. We haven't done that as of yet. We're now back to Asia lows. So Euro, on the other hand, rejecting off the daily R1. So Euro technically the stronger one between the two. GU not close to the daily R1. However, very choppy range bound. We spoke about that, the divergence. So Euro, if we, I don't think I'll buy it, if I'm honest. If we, for some reason later on, closer to NYSE open, we do something like this, maybe I can look at potential buys, because there's that round number. But other than that, I'm still gonna potentially look for some shorts on this. That is the idea for Euro. So tricky day. Started off looking relatively smooth and then getting back into some ranges here, so we'll see what we've got cooking here. Alrighty, there we go. See what she does. Checks, geez, how does your load shedding of loads look like? Etienne, the issue we've got is the app ESP is not synced up correctly with, I think there's an actual issue with our substation, because yesterday the power went on for 5 minutes, dropped again. went on for 5, dropped again, and then we saw something. There's an issue at the substation.
Yeah.
So I honestly, we don't know when we're getting it, because the app, what's happening in real time and what's happening on the app is not correlating with one another. Because we were supposed to go off at 10 today according to the register here, but we didn't go off, so clearly.
Car culture, nah, bro, it's not what you think. We did a bridal shoot for a company. We thought it was going to be quite funny, because we were like, we know a lot of people were going to assume that. But yeah, that's why we kind of just left it there, just to see all the reactions people were going to have. But it was just a bridal shoot we had to do for this company.
Edgar, no way, bro. Are we going off at 2? Yeah, Edgar, I think we and Edgar's in the same. Edgar, is your schedule also chalked? Our schedule is completely chalked. Like it is like musical chairs. You don't know when it's. Oh yeah, sorry, Jex. What level? Alright, let's check that level. Alright, Jex, my only thing though is this. There's 2 reasons why I would be reluctant to short that level. Is one of 2 reasons. Firstly, order flow is still bullish, and then the AD is not really giving me any clear direction. So currently how it looks is the AD is bullish. So what it's showing me is that there is buyers in the market. We can clearly see that price has been going up since testing Asia's. So what you would want to see is some type of divergence if you're going to sell, where price makes a new high, maybe like a fake out, and then do something like that, and your AD is actually doing the opposite, where while price is making a new high, the AD starts dropping down. I was looking at Nasdaq yesterday. I just want to show you an example of that, where you had the divergence of the AD. Not really divergence, so this thing just straight up catapulted a few people's stops here. I think some people were trying to buy this. I think it was ugly yesterday, my dude. I think some people got penetrated by that in a wrong way. GJ, EJ. Okay, there's a test of the round number. Let's see. Substation blew yesterday, probably from. But if that doesn't happen again, we should be back on schedule. Shusty, my dude. Yeah, somebody, the one guy commented on the YouTube saying like, did YouTube ban us because the streams are like 1 minute, 30 minutes? And I'm like, dude, all I said is Google load shedding and Google ESCOM, and that will give you a very clear picture. Because when you tell people from other countries load shedding, it's like they cannot believe it. It's like, no man, what is load shedding? Chris, could you increase the volume when analyzing, please? What volume, Amina? Are you talking about the mics? We actually can't do more on the mics. I don't know if you need to. Do you want more volume on the mics? Because then I need to do something on on Streamlabs. That for day indices today, just my opinion, 3 FOMC speeches for be careful. Could be. You speak a bit softer when you analyze, really.
Yo, I don't think so.
Yeah, I thought I was popping it because I'm seeing here, we've got a little sound bar here on the right. Okay. Chad, how's the volume? Must we increase it? I know Keegan doesn't like having. You can see he's a real dude, a straight shooter. He doesn't like round objects very close to his mouth, and that's understandable. But Keegs, I feel the volume is good since we've.
Yeah, I've always said I think it's good. Oh, Chris, and actually, since we put the video out this morning, guys, I don't know if you guys have gotten seen it yet. Obviously, go check out the new reel. But in the prop industry, do yourself a little favor there quickly. Go search my Forex funds.
The way you're smiling, it seems it's good. Gigs, talk to me.
So obviously we know the final, what they're saying it's meant to be the final court case announcement comes out next week. And going into that, my Forex funds page is back up. There's nothing on the page, it's just their brand, and obviously it just says come in again and load in. But it was initially taken down. Everything was taken down, obviously everything was frozen. Then they had a massive amount of assets unfrozen. Then there was a second lot of assets unfrozen going to the end of December. And now a week before they are coming out, they have their page is back up. So my Forex fund making an appearance again.
That's why this man is smiling so widely. That man's got some cash locked up there, some live accounts chilling there.
So you guys can do it yourself. You can literally go and Google my Forex funds and you will see the page pop up again.
Bro, who did you tag in this reel? Because when Carl tags me, I can't share it because I think somebody in that he is tagging blocked me.
Oh. I'll tell you now who's tagged in it.
Because again, yours, I can't share it.
So there's Mo.
Yeah.
Chris, Garen, Carl, Alex, Justin, Jevon, Sahil.
Okay, that's weird.
Hold on.
Let me just see here because I know Carl.
You shared the one yesterday.
Yeah, but I was a collaborator on that.
Oh,
Yeah, we were collabing.
yeah, that's weird.
Okay, let me okay, I can't, the way you did it, I can't reshare it. So I'm just sharing it directly to my story. And my boy Keeg stepping up that content game. My boy Keegs. Keegs wasn't too keen on content last. I wouldn't say not keen, but something ignited in Keegs. I don't know what, but this man came in with fire, my dude. And he's like, listen, we're gonna kill it this year. And I was like, damn, that's what I want to hear. Chris, what advice would you give to someone wanting to trade FX under a registered business? Someone asked the other day, but I think the logic there was to make salary plus financing stuff easier. Always extra crispy. I'm going to do all of you guys a solid. One of the best. And I'm not just saying this, let me actually go and show you guys. One of the best tax companies in SA invited me to come down to Santon, and we are literally going to talk about all of that, how the tax works, how it works with derivatives, with stocks, with so tax consulting SA. I'll be heading off, I think it's the first week. I'm lying, not the first week, the second week. I've been invited to play the links in George, invite only. So somebody I knew pulled some strings for me, so I'm playing the links on that Friday. So they invited me. They've got their own book that they also did, Tax Consulting SA. You guys can check them out. So yeah, we're gonna Jerry Bueta, absolute machine of a CEO, one of the best. So Jerry has spoken in Parliament. He's litigated the shit out of SARS, and also I think he was one of the youngest directors for one of the big four companies in the UK. I have a lot of respect for him. I have a lot of respect for his management style. Also somebody with a lot of influence in the space he moves in. I would love to get him on a podcast as well. I don't know how busy he is. He's a very, very busy gentleman. So hopefully we can get him on board as well. Cool story from Jerry. So his dad had an antique shop. Keegs, listen to this. His dad sold like antique furniture, and Jerry was obviously doing well for himself, and the shop wasn't doing well. Did Jerry not give people money to go and buy the stuff, and then he goes and puts it in storage just to like keep his dad's dream alive? Like,
that's crazy. That's sick.
He would buy up the furniture and he would go put it in storage and some of the stuff, and again, he didn't want to tell his dad like, oh, I want to help you. Like he wanted to, I almost want to say not honor, but he didn't want to degrade his dad to say like, oh, your shop is not doing well or whatever, let me give you money. He placed that respect on his dad of rather telling Keegs like, Keegs, go and buy like 3-4 of the things, here's 50k. And I've got a lot of respect for that. Some people would say, oh, that's silly, just tell your dad this and that. No, it's the principle behind it, that honoring your parents.
But yeah, Lugo now going to 12:30. I've got to go have my first meal, so I think I'm gonna call it. Chad, I will check you guys around for New York session, but it's always been good, guys. I'll see you guys a bit later. Trade safe, be safe, and yeah, peace and love, baby.
BB plus.
BB plus.
Chad, I'm going to stick around a little bit here. Like I said, I haven't streamed a lot. I think I've done a half an hour stream. On Monday we had a full stream. I'm going to see if I can get into a trade. I don't know why everything is lagging here on my side. I don't know if it's the emails, but see if I close the emails here. This PC is fighting for its life at this stage. Aan die gang, dis net 'n storie om kliënte te verduidelik met langtermynbeleggings oor die markte en wat gaan aan in die wêreld. Wat is Yeah, I don't know, something odd with the stream layout this morning, the bitrate and whatnot. We've ordered 2 new PCs, a new rig for in here because this PC is like running at max capacity. Everything is even lagging on my side. I don't know what's causing the lag, but it is struggling at this stage. It is not smooth at all. Even the camera is lagging. I can see it if I move quickly. Yeah. Struggle bus here on the equipment. Hopped on gold sales, wish me luck, Mohammed. Let's check it out. Alright, Mohammed. I'm just gonna be playing devil's advocate a bit here. On what basis did you enter here? Because at this stage we've had price go above, we've had price go below. And this I would consider a fake out above the range, but at no stage have we really broken it, tested it, and then rejected. So I'm just asking, because these are the types of questions you also need to ask yourself, because you've entered here. So the next step is, how do you know you on the wrong side of the market? Because remember what we said, if price is ranging around a certain level and it's not getting away, the sellers couldn't drive price away from there, it came back. Then again, the sellers couldn't drive price away from there, now it's back at this level again. So that's the only thing. If you maybe took it on this rejection with the expectation we're going to create new lows, I would have said, yeah, that makes sense to me. But the fact that we cannot get away from this level makes it a little bit tricky. Now look, I'm bearish on the day. So here's my thing. I'm just saying, I always want to like understand how people execute on a trade, or like what is the entry criteria. That is why I built that little drew out all of those entry criteria setups for me, because I want to visually see something at a level and know if I see this, for instance, I short, and what is the idea behind the short. For instance, let's say after this we are short bias for the session. So there we had the break of structure, we had the bullish after bearish engulfing, we're trading below the 161. So now it's a case of, alright, that is why I entered here. How would I close this trade if I entered short here? I'm going to close the trade if we, for instance, break above, retest, hold, and then break minus structure to the upside. I haven't executed short here as of yet, for the simple reason that price did want to go above it, now closing back below. So there's still that odd outside chance that this 5-minute candle can do this, close bullish above this previous resistance, then create a bottom wick, test that level, actually hold it, and then continue higher. So I want to see, was this a little fake out? Can we test that level and then get another little break of structure? Because then I'm more than happy to go short and we can target the daily pivot. So I'm always asking myself, what do I want to see at a level? How am I going to execute once I get to that level? And then how am I going to manage that trade? So that's all I'm waiting for here. I'm waiting for price to push up to 161. I'm waiting for that retest and a little break of structure down below here. Gold as well. If I was trading gold here at this level, I would want to see something like what you're seeing now, maybe even a little bullish candle and then something like that. And then I can short. But again, my only concern for that short idea is the sellers not being able to get price away. That's my only concern for shorting this level at this stage. Nobody's really taking control of that level. Scalpers having a field day today. Yeah. It's weird how I saw on Twitter a lot of the bigger names in the trading industry saying they've had a relatively bad Jan so far. So it's usually guys that trade trending markets that don't do well during these rangy periods, or you get the case of you trying to fade the move, and for instance you get those extended days where it trades into a premium or trades into a discount, but it doesn't give you that initial reaction. It does that one more dip, that extra little liquidity sweep, if you want to call it that. So it's weird how different traders do, and then there's traders that's killing the current market conditions, like absolutely hammering it. So it's always very, very interesting seeing how the different styles perform during different periods of the year. I think I told you guys November, I think middle November, December, it was literally I couldn't hit a win if it slapped me in the face. I knew it took 1 or 2 wins that last week on stream, but that 4-week period for me was tough because everything was ranging, and a lot of my strategy, as I've mentioned before, is going with the trend, expecting that extended order flow. So a ranging market for me is absolute no-go. I can't trade it. Mindset mentor, let me try, brother. This PC, I don't know, for some reason it's struggling. Something is killing the resources on it. Let me try, and let me rather go on my phone, because this thing is very delicate at this stage. It feels like at any stage this thing just wants to give up its last breath. I might need to bring my rig from home, but I don't really want to do that. Only charts. Let's quickly see a mindset mentor. Are you Arnu, my brother? I just want to confirm mindset mentor. All right. I see. What time frame is this? It doesn't show me. Oh, 5 minutes. Okay. Is it the 5 minutes? Just confirm for me, brother. Okay, Arnu's got a little bit of a mix here. Some trend lines, nothing wrong with that. Let's quickly look at Arnu's setup. Let's quickly look at what Arnu traded here. So Arnu pulled in a trend line here, if I'm not mistaken, something maybe like this. Yeah, I pulled it on the body there. I think he just transposed that channel that he drew to something like this. So I agree with you, gold is trading in this channel, and in the short term you can clearly see us taking out highs, pulling back to demand zones, and then finding demand and then creating new highs. And then Arnu had this zone lined up here as well, because that's a concentration area of volume. He didn't take it on this third touch here, he took it here somewhere. Here's my thing though, Arnu. When I traded trend lines, I always bought the third touch, because after the third touch it becomes very low probability for price to then respect that trend line. So I would have back in the day when I traded trend lines, I would have been on the third touch. That was a thing for me, because the textbooks tell you that trend lines only confirmed after 3 touches. So the majority of the retail market get in here. That is where they get in. So but again, then zooming out, now it becomes quite clear that this is quite a strong level here. And that's why I said wait for confirmations, because if I look left here, you can clearly see reaction. You can see a lot of rejection of that level, reaction. Here again, looking left, a lot of reaction there, support being broken down. So for me, it's tricky. It can come back up again. That's why I said gold is not... I didn't dislike the shorts. I am bearish on the day. The only thing is entry confirms. So yeah, that is the short and sweet. We've got my boy Jev here. Jev, how's it going, man?
Going good. How was your morning?
Just waiting here, my brother.
I caught GU 4 times.
Is that why you want to come sit here?
No, I just saw Keegan. I thought you guys were done, but Keegan's inside. They won't leave you alone. I came to give you some moral support.
I don't need moral support. I just need volume in the market. That's literally... Moral support is not what's needed here. I think I'm a well-rounded individual when it comes to mindset and when it comes to my own personal well-being.
Yeah, I needed your moral support this morning.
But the thing is, if there's no volume, what can we do? I can't force a setup here. Let's just look. Chad, as much as I want to still... let me just see what is going on here. Just want to see what happened yesterday. Yes, yesterday was a beast of a day. Sheesh, look at you. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to run a top down for you guys. DXY, let's quickly look at it. Still bullish. However, I mentioned we just need to monitor this level here, Chad. That is the biggie. Price is hanging around here for a reason. It's going to make its move from what I can see. Either it's going to be that weird in between, that dead zone where it's going to make its move, that transition period from New York over to from London over to New York. Currently 37 minutes past 5. Our New York counterparts are getting up at this stage. The early risers are most probably getting to the end of their workout, getting ready for work. US 30 range bound at this stage, still bearish. Daily pivot is your thing, still within the Asia range. Nasdaq, again, as mentioned, you want to see some type of divergence here. It's been pushing up. Asia actually had a relatively decent showing. Nikkei closing down 0.3%, Hang Seng closing up 1.2%. And then the other one is, if we do get it where I mentioned, if we do something like this a little bit later, clear that level and we start holding above here, I'm going to still look for buys on UJ. GJ, I'll only look for buys above 188. So I'm going to let it be. Otherwise, I'm going to look for shorts below the daily pivot. And EJ at this stage, remember we said we want to see some shorts maybe from the Asia lows. And what I'll do is I'm not going to short from here a little bit later. I'm going to wait for those rejections to happen and I'm going to catch the short here if we get there. So I'll let price do its thing here. And if we start rejecting there, I'm going to grab my first short here at the 161 level. Gold still in this range. Very ugly. Don't want to get involved in it. It would need to make a move above the daily pivot, or it needs to make a move below the Asia lows. But at this stage, not really clean for me. And GBP USD, at one stage I was looking for the buys above 12700. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. AD still firmly bearish. So we'll just monitor price there a little bit later. Will I sell Asia lows? I don't know. I don't think so. I'll rather wait for the daily pivot. Euro USD, we were initially looking for shorts here. I'm still going to look for shorts there maybe a little bit later if we can start breaking back below here. And then I want to see volume coming into the market. I'm going to monitor the daily pivot as my first advantage point. And if I enter shorts there, I want to see, hopefully we get that a little bit later. I want to see the market come to this daily pivot level, either create a little support that's then broken down, or the other case that we can work with is price breaking below the daily pivot, create a little bullish candle but still closing below and then continuing lower. Can't really look for buys at this stage, if I'm very honest with you. The AD has not even flipped up yet. You can clearly see the trend is still down. AD is below the 200, so why would I look for buys? All of this could just be pullback. And Chad, that is the session. I want to thank all of you guys for joining. If you were part of the guys that liked the stream, even if you didn't like the stream, I just want to say thank you for joining. No trades for me this week so far, and it's been a dry spell for me this week. But we push on, we wait for our setups, and the setups will come. And I think give yourself a pat on the back. Some of you have been here since the start. How long is the stream? The stream is almost, I don't even want to lie to you, 3 hours and 10 minutes. For 3 hours and 10 minutes you listened to me and Keegan. Hopefully you picked up some inspiration. I hope you picked up some tools, some keys that you can use in your trading. Ultimately, that's what we want to do, and I really want to thank all of you guys. So trade safe. We're going to see you guys at 4. What's the name mentioned? I think we've got load shedding from 2 till 4. So please just check the Discord under the announcement section. We'll keep you guys updated as to how that is going. But technically, if we go off at 2, we should be on at 4 again. So maybe the stream starts 15 minutes later, but hopefully we can still be, or not still, literally get online at that stage. But Chad, any closing remarks? Jeff, you bumped in here at the last minute.
Nah, it was a great session. I believe we all learned something new. So I'll see you guys later.
Chad, let's get that volume. Let's get the dollar either up or down, and we will see you guys at 4 o'clock NYSE with Jeff and Keeks. Peace and love, Chad. Chad, pray for this PC. Yo, this thing is on its last legs. Hopefully in the next week or 2 we can retire this PC. Give it its well-deserved rest. But it's Thursday, baby. You are alive. It is good to be here. And if you're alive and you are healthy and you can still see the light, moving the light, this is not the end for you. This is just the beginning. We'll see you guys at 4.